Hi, this is David Merlin. Nothing you'll hear is intended as legal advice. Anything that sounds like that to you, just consider it something somebody else might do on a planet far, far away where the law matters. It doesn't matter here. I prove it on a daily basis. Believe it? So you watched the video about the capital offense in Kentucky. This is the text of the complaint laid out in landscape format, 14 pics, so it'll be easy to read. This is the slideshow of the complaint. And at any point you want to read the content in front of you, you just click pause on the video, read the page, click play, and it'll move on to the next page. So this was an instance where Daniel P. Bork, the Director of Revenue for Kentucky, Richard McKenna, his investigator, and John Doe, the prosecutor that took it to the grand jury, and anybody similarly situated or involved in the conspiracy against this innocent defendant, who is named in an indictment. And right now I'm awaiting a pop-up screen that I might not be able to get rid of for some reason from Windows. So this is a verified criminal complaint, meaning it's sworn testimony. This is an affidavit. 18 U.S.C. 4 requires one to report felony violations of the law to the U.S. government. 18 U.S.C. Section 241, conspiracy against rights, a capital offense alleged herein. That means the death penalty. 18 U.S.C. provides for the death penalty for a conspiracy against somebody's rights that includes an attempted kidnapping or a kidnapping. And the counts, there's only one count in this complaint, begins on page 24. So this is the caption the recipient at the Department of Justice would read upon receiving the complaint. And you saw the certificates of service in the video that the prosecutor, Larry Cleveland, I think it was, had a chance to quash the indictment overnight and chose not to do so. So a capital offense criminal complaint has been filed against him and these other two, Daniel P. Bork and Richard McKenna, because they know this guy's innocent. They know he has a good faith misunderstanding of the law, and that's the definition of innocent regarding tax evasion. So this is the slideshow of the complaint from the video. I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for asking. Somebody popped up and said they're actually interested to see the text of the complaint. I have a course on wevgov.com on how to write and file citizens' criminal complaints, and other courses there. Great website, very densely packed with only the necessary information. IRS, Internal Revenue Service, illegal revenue streams, ignorance reaps slavery. The key to smaller problems with government is smaller government. The key to smaller government is smaller budgets. And the key to smaller budget is terminating illegal revenue streams. And here they are at work against what they're going to call a tax protester for the duration of the trial. And what we're going to try to do is to get the indictment quashed before it goes to trial by serving everybody locally, probably the newspapers, radio stations, whatever, let everybody know that they're prosecuting an innocent guy. And you saw all the exhibits, and they pretty much form a great, in my opinion, a great foundation to say that my suspicion is reasonable that this violation of federal law is occurring. And it was a sworn statement for him to sign. He believes in kind and has sworn to the complaint. So here we go. It's anybody's guess what will happen. But for what it's worth, here's the text of that complaint. And developments, you have my talkshoe.com address. My show number is 59615. No confidence, 59615 at TalkShoe. And you can get updates there. And of course, if it's quashed, I'll come out with a video on it. But for what it's worth, here's the slideshow on the text of the complaint for a capital offense for prosecuting an innocent man in a conspiracy to deprive him of his rights to liberty that includes an attempted kidnapping. So there you have it. I spotted a couple of grammar errors. And there's an annotation or two in there with backward quotation marks. Those happen every time I copy and paste those quotes from those Supreme Court cases from the other Word document they come from, and I don't know why. It just automatically reverses those quotation marks. But again, this is a 24-hour project, and it's anybody's guess what kind of work can be done with it. But this serves the purpose of giving all in one place all of the evidence and reasoning necessary to cause reasonable doubt in his guilt, at least, and I think reasonable suspicion that he's the victim of a felony violation of U.S. law, 18 U.S.C. 241. All in one place, all told 120 pages to photocopy and throw around with cover pages on top of them so that everybody knows the Director of Revenue, his investigator, and the prosecutor have been accused of a capital offense. And in the government's own brief, that is the U.S. government's own brief in Alaska, the James Back trial, you saw the definition of innocence. How does this guy not meet that definition of innocence? Okay, so they know it in advance and they indict him anyway? Put the brakes on. You go straight to the criminal code. When there's a question about whether or not the government can do something, you go to the criminal code. And most often, that's right where you're going to find your answer. Again, my name is David Merlin. None of this is legal advice. I hope you enjoyed the complaint. I'm glad to give you this opportunity to read the text of it, of course. And stay tuned for further developments.